For you.
The time is 9 o'clock.
Aago mẹ́sàn-án ti lù.
You can only get timely, credible, and reliable news on your shining supreme station. Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin.
For the best of national, local, international news and sport, tune in to News Punch and Diamond 88.7 FM. News Punch, all about the news.
It is 9 a.m. Good morning and thank you for joining us on today's edition of News Punch on Diamond 88.7 FM Ilori, where we bring you the trending stories across the globe. My name is Tobi Adebisi and here are the stories making waves across the world this morning. In Nigeria, the Senate has asked relevant government agencies to release funds for dredging of canals across the country to prevent flooding during this year's rainy season. The upper chamber made the call after considering a motion on the urgent need to intervene in the flooding issues in Ogun, Kwara and other parts of the country. The Senate Majority Whip Aline Dume drew the attention of the House to a motion he had raised in the Ninth Assembly on the uneven disbursement of loans to the 6 geopolitical zones by the Development Bank of Nigeria. Still in Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu and the All Progressives Congress have closed their defense in the petition filed by Mr. Peter Obi and Labour Party LP. Lawyers to President Tinubu and the APC who called Senator Okpeyemi Bamidele as their star witness informed the court that they have established their case through the witness and do not need to call other witnesses in the matter. The witness, who is a practicing attorney in the United States of America and currently the majority leader of the Senate, in his evidence told the court that there is no record of criminal proceedings or conviction of Senator Bola Tinubu in the United States of America. On the foreign scene, at least 8 people, including 5 women and 2 children, died in a new attack in DR Congo's troubled east. Armed men attacked the village of Bungushu in the North Kivu province overnight, killing 8 people. At least 4 of them were hacked to death, and the bodies of 4 others were later found in pit latrines. In sports, Mason Mount has been handed the iconic number 7 shirt, last worn by Cristiano Ronaldo at the Manchester United. The former Chelsea academic graduate completed a £60 million move to Old Trafford on Wednesday. Mount has put pen to paper on a 5-year contract with £250,000 a week, keeping him at Old Trafford until 2028 with the option of a further year. Shortly after his unveiling, United confirmed Mount will wear the iconic number 7 shirt previously donned by David Beckham, Brian Robson, Eric Cantona and George Best. That's all we have for you on this edition of the News Punch. Up next is the Diamond Breakfast Show, where we'll bring you the analysis of some of the major talking points. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned.
The major talking point in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah.
Nigeria don't spoil my business too much. Nigeria is too hard for us. I mean, I want to kill us. Father, no kill us for Nigeria. Oh. Please, help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can a government, how can you hold in domain? This is intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice genuine democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DBS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people.
From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Ilorin, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
Roger, welcome back, and it's still the Diamond Breakfast Show on Diamond 88.7 FM, where we will be analyzing some of the major talking points in the news this morning. To do this with me this morning is Dr. Hafiz Tosin Sulaiman, a university lecturer, public affairs analyst, and a social commentator. Good morning, Dr. Hafiz, and it's nice to have you yet again in the house.
Good morning, ma, and it's always a pleasure to be here with you, ma.
Let's get straight into the stories for the day. The federal government yesterday issued a flood alert saying 14 states and 31 communities may witness heavy rainfall that could lead to flooding from July 14. And unfortunately, Kwara State is one of those states listed. According to the statement, the states and communities were identified as Plateau, Langtang and Shendam, Kano, Sumaila and Tudunwada, Sokoto, Shagari, Goronyo and Silame, Delta, Okwe. Others include Kaduna, Nkachia, Akwa Ibom, Ukpenekang, Adamawa, Mubi, Demsa, Song, Mayo, Belwa, Jimeta, and Yola, and Katsina, Biakaita, and Bindawa. Also listed in the flood alert were Kebi, Inwara, Yelwa, Gwandu, Zamfara, Shinkafi, Gumi, Borno, Briel, Jigawa, Gwaram, then Kwara, Jeba, Niger, Mashegu, and Kotangora. This report is, of course, we've had cases like this in Kwara before, but then let's talk holistically. What do you make of the report?
Thank you. Before that, once you are pronouncing all those areas, the one that caught my attention particularly is that of Kebbi.
Okay.
Because I remember serving in Kebbi State, and I used to go to Gwandu to get, those who know Gwandu know that Gwandu is known for a particular item. So the way you pronounce it, I was like, is it Gandu? Well, I understand. It's just like, you see, where we are moving.
Yeah.
So we are moving. So let me just go straight to answering your questions. Let me start by saying that this is not the first time that the government will come out to issue such alerts. We have had this in the past, and it's just like a yearly announcement, and it will stop if we stop having issues of flooding. But if you look at the flooding, usually we can just identify two things. One, the condition of our waterways, probably our rivers, and two, some of those activities that we also perpetrate. For example, dumping of refuse in the drainage, or even outright blockage of drainage, or the illegal construction of our building. And the issue of flood alerts is actually also not peculiar to Nigeria alone. In fact, some developed countries even issue some other forms of alert, like storm alert. You understand? When they have the case of tsunami and co. So it means that people who are at areas that are prone to these natural disasters are always aware of it. For example, that of water. Those who live along or around water area, probably apart from giving some particular numbers of setback from the river, in some cases we have excess flow of water that may allow government, that may warrant government to issue alert for them to probably evacuate temporarily. And if you look at such places, the kind of buildings that they have are such, we can just call it temporary buildings that allows them to leave that place temporarily and return back to the place. Now, in Nigeria, for example, at this point in time, we expect that just like every other resources that we have not been utilizing it to let me say, to the peak or even to an acceptable level. let me pick example, the one close to us, and I'm talking about the River Niger that pass through Jeba and some part of Edo and Patigi local government. That avenue from the Nigerian angle should have been well, you understand, dredged and next in such a way that apart from us damming it and using it for agriculture, we can also use a place like that as source of transportation. Another similar example is the one close to us right in the Ilorin, the Asa River. You can see the Asa River. It runs through some key areas in the Ilorin. It passed through Ofa Garage area, you understand? That is Asa Dam area, post office, Unity, Maraba, and the like. Imagine if this water, even when it's not rainy season, if we can maintain the volume of water here. While right now, as we are crying or we are lamenting the hike in fuel price, some people may use that route as a source of their transportation. Just like we have not even properly mixed of train and the likes. So, and apart from this, we also have instances of people who are dumping refuse indiscriminately. And honestly speaking, we must give kudos to some media outlets. A good example is Diamond FM, through probably your, what is it called? I don't know the name you want to
advocacy
and social responsibility.
Yeah.
You have been admonishing people to shun the act of indefinite refuse and dumping. But the fact is, it is not enough. You know why? In Nigeria, we don't actually stop things if we cannot relate or feel the direct impact of our actions. You understand? At this junction, we should have a proper refuse disposal management channel. We have houses. Those houses, whether you use the channel or not, those houses should be levied. So people will have no, you understand, no, because you are paying for a service. So technically, instead of you doing what government is asking us to do, you rather dump your refuse in a good manner and enjoy the service you are paid for. For example, there are some places that whether you drop, you use it or not, you are paying for it.
You're paying, yeah.
So because you are paying for it, all you have to do is they will provide a container or a bin for you outside for you to drop. In fact, people don't even know how to probably separate their waste. We put everything
inside.
If put even things you are not supposed to put, we put. And you know, we have the price of putting even refuse on the road. And when there is a kind of breeze or anything, the things that you see from that bin, it is very, very disturbing. People put things you cannot imagine. So until we visit this, because sometimes the problem we have in Nigeria is just connected. If you can solve one, we will end up solving others. For example, if you can solve our refuse management with structure, we put in a very good structure, we will end up preventing some flood because people will no longer block the drainage. You understand?
Yeah.
Because we don't feel our actions. Another example, sorry, quickly for making this. Have you ever seen somebody who owns a shop and in front of the person's shop there is a drainage? Instead of the person to pour that water in the drainage that is made of concrete, purposely designed for water, they would rather spread that water on the main road. And by so doing, over time, let me say in a month or 2 times, you will notice that spot you have been trying to dispose your water, that spot, before you know it, you start feeling some potholes and the likes from that spot. I once asked somebody to monitor or to check that. The person sees that, oh, after all, I'm spreading the water. But the fact that you are not supposed to.
You're not supposed to put it where you're putting it
so
at the moment.
You are also destroying government property. For those who are doing this, apart from the fact that I will urge us to probably dispose our refuse properly, it's not even good. When we see people doing that, caution them. If you have a drainage or not, don't pour the water on the main road. You are destroying the road, for God's sake.
Thank you so much.
I would just rather stop there.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hafiz. We actually need to go on a short commercial break, and we will be right back. The conversation about the flood alert still continues, and we still have other discussions coming up on the show. Stay tuned to Diamond 88.7 FM. It's the Diamond Breakfast Show.
Diamond FM, radio made for you.
Are you looking to introduce your business to the world or maintain an existing brand image? Well, let's help you. Advertise with us at Diamond 887 FM in Lorry. We provide a wide range of services to help showcase your business. For inquiries and advert bookings, visit our marketing office at Plot 2, New Uni Road, Irewolede, Ilorin, or call 091 2929 4332 or 081 2828 6078. Diamond 887 FM, your shining supreme station.
You're welcome back, and you're still listening to the Diamond Breakfast Show on Diamond 88.7 FM. We're still discussing all matters concerning the flood alert, and we want you to come on this ride with us this morning. Now, this alert is out, and I want to appreciate you for giving that, enlightenment that you gave about waste management and all of that. That's one of the things that our people should know. Now, we're in the rainy season already. How crucial is this update to those who are concerned, especially to the communities mentioned?
Well, thank you very much. I think please let me use a Yoruba proverb here. You understand? And you have to give warning so as to prevent. Then when you to the warning, you made significant prevention. So since the warning is out, it shows that our people should not take the warning lightly, and just like it was mentioned, they should probably be expecting excessive water flow. You understand? There will be more rains, and when all these things are like this, it's possible that even if your house is not disturbed last year or the year before, there might be indications that you'll be touched now. Remember, maybe there was no obstruction there. Maybe the water was properly channeled before. Somebody uphill the bank may have probably do something that may have warranted the water to reach you. So what I will encourage our people to do is to please take necessary action and don't wait to die minutes before they do the needful.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tosi. Now, identifying the problem is key to finding a solution. We know the problem now, and for a lot of people, we don't know the next step of action to take. What should be the focus for, going forward as far as this thing is concerned? Is it a time to say, oh, the government is not doing this, the people are not doing this, or what should be the focus exactly?
Well, the focus should start from the people involved. If you are in an area prone to flood, you know. For example, probably maybe the last time your house was not flooded, but at least you notice significant increase in the water volume around your house. So you should know you are prone to flood. So the measure starts from you. You have to start by probably evacuating and moving to a place that is safe. Then secondly, they will now talk about the role of a community. As a community in such area, they should also come together and probably solicit for volunteers that have necessary skills and may be of help to people who may accidentally get trapped, or maybe they are not they are not informed now. So they also have to make sure that they increase the awareness within their community. Then the local government, the state government, also by extension the federal government should also put mechanism in place in case of emergency. You understand? In case of emergency. So with this action, I'm very sure, with the warning coming on time, I'm very sure we'll be able to prevent the loss of lives and properties.
Now let's talk about people that there's this thing about water, about flooding, that when it happens first, it begins to expand its its reach. It begins to expand where it can get to and where it cannot get to. And if you are not careful, you might be thinking that, oh, the flood is not getting to our place. Like you said, the people that it touched last year are not the same set of people that it will touch this year, especially if something has not been done over the past 1 year. If you've not prepared for what happened or what is about to happen again, what should be the next line of action for those people who never thought or who are never thinking about the fact that it may touch them?
Well, I think just like we know, there is no how you can prevent water from moving. If you block the water here, like I said, if your neighbor up hill or down or up the bank of the water has put some measures in place and it has diverted the water, if you are not aware of that, the diversion may cause more harms to you, and that is where the role of community comes in. So the best thing is, if you are around that area, you should at least put some measures on ground.
All right, thank you. Now, I'm staying on this question, on this topic, because this is one thing that concerns us a lot in Kwara State. We see rainfalls come and then destroy a lot of things. We see all these things happen, and then we hear the reports. I think a few years back, we had the government, I think last year, we had the government even give some things out, some palliatives out to people who were most affected by the flooding. So this is why it's important for us in Ilorin and in Kwara State. Is there any option to explore for people, instead of moving away from their houses and moving to other places? Is there any other option?
Let me say that the flooding issues we always have is not only peculiar to those staying close to the riverbank.
Thank you.
We have people in areas that have poor drainage system. We have instances whereby somebody will probably channel the water out of his own compound, and immediately the water leaves his own compound, the person ceases to care where the water is going. That is the problem. Okay. Immediately you channel the water from, the water, by the time you channel it out, it becomes a volume of water. And honestly speaking, there are claims that one of the most dangerous substances is water. If you channel it and you weaponize it, it can be very, very destructive, even knowingly or unknowingly. So by the time you are channeling water out of your compound, you should at least know or care about where the water is going to. So if somebody, probably there is a place before now that there is no structure, or somebody is not living there, but that was last year. Now somebody is there and the person has managed to channel the water out of his own compound or her own compound, probably back to the road or to the street, or it may even be to your own house. So that might cause, that might be something of concern. So apart from just that, if you look, even let's look at our areas in-house now. I'm not talking about the major road. You go to some areas and you notice that there is poor drainage system. So we have to look out, stay on the lookout, and look at what is the direction of water flow. How is it coming? By the time we do all these things, we'll be able to manage or to predict to some level what is to come. Because one of the alerts is that the rain volume this year might be more than what we have experienced. And of course, if we block our drainage, we don't have a good drainage. You understand? The water, the rivers are not properly channeled. Then this can lead to flood.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Tosi. You can also be a part of the conversation on 09136556952. Again, 09136556952, and on WhatsApp 09136556864. We just get a couple reactions and then move on to the next story. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Ibrahim from Ghana.
All right, thank you, Ibrahim from Gakombi.
I connect to get in the city.
All right.
Hello.
We can hear you.
The solution lie on the government and the citizen. Hello.
We can hear you, Ibrahim.
The responsibility of the citizen in discouraging study is that they should then stop improper dumping of refuse at the limit. So the responsibility of government is that they should beg their dam. They have to beg it, and another step. They should take another step in activity.
All right, thank you so much, Ibrahim. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. What's your name? Please turn down the volume of your radio set.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I thank you, Dr. You have tried a lot to speak our mind. But, the main problem is that the government...
Please, when you call, try to turn down the volume of your radio set so that we can hear you clearly. We can't struggle with hearing you and listening to your radio, and you can also struggle with hearing us and listening to yourself as you talk. Let's move on to the second story on the show today. The House of Representatives yesterday waded into the allegation of result forgery leveled by the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, against the 2023 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME, candidate Imesoma Ejikeme. Now, the lawmakers expressed concerns that the exam body acted in an unprofessional manner in a matter involving a minor by withdrawing the candidate's results and banning her for 3 years. They said the girl may have been manipulated by an adult. The House subsequently set up an ad hoc committee to investigate the matter and asked JAMB to stay action until the Green Chamber concluded its investigation. Dr. Tosi, especially you, I know you deal with students a lot. People are age already in maybe 200 or 300 level. She's 19. And what would you say? What's your reaction to these?
Thank you very much. You see, I sometimes looking at the front and back in the whole issue, you wonder. I wonder if probably we are just waking up today, or we are not in tandem with the reality in our country. I want to just give you a quick example. Thank God I mentioned my service there then at the beginning of this program. I know of a student who is to serve in KB. A corps member to serve in KB. He has rented an apartment and everything just for him to go back home and prepare fully to resume the service. Getting home, the person who never applied for relocation was handed a relocation, was informed by his parents that he has been relocated.
Wow.
So that means that even without I'm talking about service now, without the core member
consent,
he was relocated.
Wow.
Without filling any form. So that is to tell you the influence that has been purported, or that we have allowed second, third, fourth, or fifth party to have in some sensitive issues in our country. That is one example. Another example is the issue of even writing this SSC examination. We have students where this has not been proven, but we have instances that students, we have what we call what's it called, ghost candidate. A candidate who never, they use another name, call it non-appearance. I want to believe everybody knows this thing is going on. Non-appearance. You paid money, you register for an examination, you will not appear,
and you
have good grades or true. That is another one. Another one is that you will even appear unknowingly. You notice you are not writing anything in exam, and at every time you are writing the exam, somebody somewhere is already what? Changing your booklet.
Or a raven is coming to give you.
No, I'm targeting the aspect of even when this malpractice is perpetrated without the candidate knowledge. You understand? You are writing exam like others, submitting, but even you know you are not supposed to pass. But you look at your grade and you are seeing A1, B2, C6. You wonder what actually happened. So at that point, you grow confidence that your rubbish has turned to something, not knowing that there are invisible hands in place.
All right, and sometimes we want to think that that's a supernatural, especially if you're someone who has gone to the mountains to do some things, to pray some prayers. Well, Dr. Tosi, I'm going to let you hold your thoughts. We have to go on a short commercial break. We'll be right back.
Diamond FM, radio made for you.
Ara ríro kò sí mọ́, àwọn ká ti sá lọ, àrùnmọ́lẹ́gùn ẹ̀yìn dídùn làkúrẹ́ ìgbé, wọ́n ti lọ wá bí wọ́n sí. Kára o lè pé bàmù rẹ̀ àtòrà dáadáa.
Kòkó lára ọ̀tá le. Gbéra ńlẹ̀ kó dìde. Kára o lè pè ń bà. Àtòrà wọ̀, àtòrà pẹ̀sẹ̀, àtòrà dáadáa. Kẹ́gun tó kẹ́gun náà. Kára o yá gágá. Ara ń roni tẹ́lẹ̀ kò roni mọ́. Tẹ̀bá ti fi kára o lè pè ń bà rà. Lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ wọnú igun. Tó sì ń ṣe àtúntò rẹ̀. Òṣùbù yẹ̀kẹ́ fa párọ̀ tàbí fi ẹsẹ̀ rà. Fi kára o lè pè ń bà wọ̀. Káì! Ara rẹ̀ ó lè padà yakinlala. Action! Action! Ó jẹ́ àwọ̀ká àròmọ̀lẹ́gun. Làkúègbé ara ríro tàbí ẹ̀yìn dídùn. Kára o lè pè ń bà lọ́kọ̀ gbogbo wọn. Agbára pọ̀. Kára o lè pè ń bà. Tuyi Pharmaceutical Industries Limited. Àwọn tó lórúkọ tó ṣe é gbẹ́kẹ̀lé níbi ká po oògùn òyìnbó ló ṣe é. Kára o lè pè ń bà. Ẹ̀rọ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ pín ìrèpàtú òpèrè ta pàtà pọ́npọ́n. Kára o lè pè ń bà. Ó kì í síbẹ̀.
Kára o lè pè ń bà mú rẹ̀ àtòrà dáadáa.
Where's your paradise? London, Doha, Singapore, Miami, Zanzibar? This summer, Wakanao has got you covered. Lock down unbeatable travel deals with only 10% down payment and pay small in convenient installments. Book now on wakanao.com. Download the Wakanao app for even cheaper deals or walk into any of our travel centers near you. Take a break. Escape to paradise. Wakanao. Let's go.
Diamond FM, radio made for you.
All right, you're welcome back, and it's still the Diamond Breakfast Show on Diamond 88.7 FM. Before we went on the break, we started talking about the case of Imesoma.
Yes, and you asked me to hold, so
your
I'll
thoughts.
be holding my thoughts. Now let me
You
let me
can
hold
release
my
it
thoughts. Now you see, the bottom line is that I think it's that time as Nigerians we stop pretending as if we don't know what is happening. We are at a stage whereby students, you people listening can just sample the opinion of students, undergraduates, even those who have graduated, that when you are in exam hall and you don't remember an answer, ask the person, asking or peeping through the booklet of a course mate or a seatmate, is he an exam malpractice?
Is it a sin?
Even leave sin to God. Is there an exam malpractice?
Of course, no academic sin now.
They will tell you that no, I did not cheat. I only peep. I did not teach. I did not cheat. I only hacks. They have limited cheating to just, you understand, bringing in foreign agents, which is wrong. When you are writing an exam, you are expected to answer truly. Any addition should not even be there. If you as a person cannot remember, you submit. We have forgotten that there is dignity in failing honorably. Well, that is part on the. I just want people to just probably engage students and see how people now see academic fraud or even this malpractice. That is one. Secondly, let's go back straight to the issue of the lady. Now, before I even go to the rep, I just want to make some things clear. The first thing is, one, it is possible. We should know that it is possible that the score the girl is parading is not our original score. It's possible. If we have agreed on this, the second thing we should now agree on is that, one, this act may or may not be perpetrated without our knowledge. It's possible she's in no or she's not in no. That is also possible. And that was why I make reference to all the invisible one and the contribution of other people, even in your success or in your progress. We have instances where parents paid for examination without the student even knowing. You think you are the one exceeding, you are the one doing well, but what you don't know is that what you have been writing is rubbish. They were actually doing some underground arrangement to favor you. That is another word, possibility. That is, I'm talking about the angle of the student. Now let's go back to the angle of the examination body. I want people to just be careful, or we should agree on this. If there is anything that I'm very sure of in this whole issue, is the credibility of the person in charge of JAMB. That we should not trade. I will not even allow anybody to allow something to dent the image of somebody who has even served in more complex and more bigger capability and have exceeded. This is not the first time he's there. He has finished a particular term and is given another term. And who am I talking about? I'm talking about the registrar of JAMB. We know him to be somebody who is a very credible. He will not allow something like this to be taking place without having clear evidence. I am talking based on my previous knowledge of the registrar. You understand? Now, but one thing that we cannot auto dispute is that we are in Nigeria. The Nigeria we are, I am saying that we can have instances even within rank and file in JAMB, or people who are involved in such acts. Like I said, tí ògidì ò bá la, like I said, tí ògidì ò bá lanu, aláàgbò ò lè wọbẹ̀. Somebody within the agency may be responsible for this act. And another thing is that it can even happen. We have instances of people who want to do some fraudulent act, and what they will not do is that instead of them doing it for those who they have been paid for, they would rather do it for others in order to cover up. If you look at the girl's score, original score by JAMB, it shows that the girl is not a weak student. The girl scored, if I can remember precisely, 240 something. So on a good scale, the girl is also okay. So she may have to run, or in some other instance, be a victim of this problem. Maybe the parent don't even know. Maybe she don't even know. Maybe somebody somewhere is trying to manipulate score for some people and ended up sharing it so that they will not know the particular candidate. You can just share it across board to do some cover-ups. Before you now start screening, you may not even know the person that do it. You may not know to why he did it. That's another instance. I'm just tabling the all possibility now. Another one is that it may even be a glitch. It may be the fact is, you look at the issue of election. People talk about electronic transmission results. They talk about technology. We have students hacking bank server, cutting away millions of naira. It's not news. I don't want to mention bank. It happens here in Kwara State. You understand? So it shows that even with our technology, the way we have advanced technologically, we still have people who find their way to manipulate our internet, to manipulate our technology, to manipulate our server. So that is another thing entirely. Now, one other area or one other angle to this issue that people have not been looking at it, that I want us to look at is that, you see, we even have instances of people manufacturing fake
results,
JAMB results. I was watching social media and somebody was sharing an app whereby you can reportedly or allegedly, I don't want to even know the English for it, that you supply your detail and the app will give you a fake result. And one thing it still shows that, another thing is that it means though you have a slip that is showing the result that is not yours, but the actual result is still with JAMB. And that is why, honestly speaking, everything we have to do with technology, we still need to keep paper trail. We need it.
Right.
You understand? I'm sorry, please. Let me quickly say this. We still have to make sure that, look at the era of when JAMB will probably paste the results. They may have their reason why they don't want everybody to see people results, but look at that era. You can hardly manipulate results because the data is there. We don't have to rely everything on server. And now coming to the issue of the rep, just like they say, they ask JAMB to stay action. Where I don't know what they mean.
Before you go there, Dr. Tosin, I need to ask you this. A lot of people have come out to say, oh, JAMB was unprofessional in the way they handled the matter, in, going headlong with the girl, coming out to, say stop first. Some people are even of the opinion that maybe JAMB did not investigate. It's just a lot really coming up. And, the rep has also come out to say that it was unprofessional of JAMB to handle the matter the way they did. Now, the question is, do you also think that JAMB was unprofessional in the way they handled the matter?
I don't know what the House of Representatives means by unprofessional. Do I have my reservation about the sanction?
Okay, and what would that be?
If you follow the issue, it's just that why the girl, I think even the girl that probably she was the one that put herself out there to have that particular score. What we usually know is that the person who has the highest score, who has good scores, are always announced by the body. We have seen that in the past. They'll give us maybe the first, the second, or the third person. Now, this lady put herself out there to have the score, and she has attracted scholarship, favors, and the like. One notable among them is the one from Inosom. I think running about 3 million naira or so as scholarship. Now, if you tell me you have a score and an exam audit, is this not the same thing we have been accusing other government agencies for not doing? We have issues of somebody saying, I went to one school. You did not go to one school. You serve. You did not serve. Have we not been accusing the body to come out and tell us, did this person serve or not? And is that not what the JAMB is now doing? You were reported to have a score, and they listen to you. Probably they also got it from social media, and they check your record. They notice that the scores you are claiming to have is not the scores that what you are having, and they make this known. Now, after making this known, I think the lady also come back and do a video and displayed her own JAMB score also. And I was even reading the news, and I said that I think the government of the state, the commissioner of education in that state, I can't remember the state, were also not convinced that the student in question is displaying the original scores from JAMB. The only way we can know if the scores is original, honestly speaking, is by looking at JAMB server. Where we are in technology, anybody can edit anything. I am not saying the lady has done this knowingly or unknowingly. That is not my position. My position, like the question I'm answering, is it that JAMB has acted professionally? So far, I think JAMB is always trying to provide clarification. But like I mentioned earlier, when it comes to the sanction, that I am not too pleased with. What I'm expecting before pronouncing or banning the student is that I expect JAMB to probably give or do a kind of a thorough research. They have to answer one question first. That slip that the lady, you understand, is displaying, is that slip from their portal? Somebody change it from the server, then they return to the original
how did
score.
She get the multiple SMSs that she got?
That you can get SMS. You cannot investigate this from the ladies. I can be sending SMS to you like from JAMB now. We have people that will, these fraudsters that will send message to you like your bank. That is not the issue. We have to. What JAMB has to do is that they have to trace that score. And one thing about internet or server is that there is always digital footprint. That score, has there been any time this JAMB that student had that score on the portal? That is the question I'm interested in. If truly that student, probably somebody manipulated that score from JAMB portal. She was having her original score 249 before, and at a particular point in time the score changed to that score. If that is the case, then JAMB need to dig deep. But if the scores has never changed on JAMB portal, if it has remained 249 and it has never, after forensic, after all investigation, it has never changed from JAMB legitimacy of the slip the lady is what
is holding.
Is holding.
All right.
If at a point that score was on JAMB portal, then it is not even if it's the parent that manipulates, it is not the guest fault. So
if
JAMB has to look inward that the organization is what there are some people who are involved in foul play. But if the score has never changed from 249, then JAMB has no issue.
All right.
They will allow the girl to prove her case. Sorry, I want to add this thing. On the issue of the sanction, that is just my issue. I would rather say this one, the sanction is too fast. I'm not expecting JAMB to pronounce it like that. I'm expecting JAMB to probably even invite the lady and do a thorough investigation. You understand? But whether the JAMB has that power to do that, well, that is another case for the thing. Mm-hmm. But one thing, sorry if I'm going to ask myself and answer this question myself, is that people still don't understand the role of JAMB. That is the problem. JAMB is not an achievement exam. Even the lecturer say this times without number. People will say, why will you bring down the cutoff mark to 120? Even if the cutoff mark is 20, that has nothing to do with the quality of our education.
Some people will still not pass it. That is it.
See, JAMB originally, honest, you can become a surgeon in the world and you don't need JAMB. JAMB is only an exam in Nigeria. If you have your WAEC, you can go and study at Harvard or Oxford. You don't need JAMB.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Tosi.
If I can, I'm sorry that I'm coming. It's just that I always like to clarify this. The numbers of applicants we have in Nigeria is more than the available slots we have in universities. So there needs to be a body that will probably put, you understand, make sure that we don't have people getting 2, 3, 4, 5 admission while others do not have, and make sure that we unify the university entry. This is within the wisdom of Nigerian government.
All right.
It is not a general thing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Tosi. It has been a very enlightening one with you. Thank you for taking your time to actually speak about it. Now, let's take some reactions. 09136556952 or 08000887887 for your text, and WhatsApp. It's 09136556864. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Adebisi, calling from Oro.
All right, thank you so much. Let's have you quickly.
Yeah, very quickly. I think this morning I heard it from the radio, from something that the girl has confirmed that she actually manipulated that something, the result. But even before now, when I was following the trend of this thing, I knew within me that she manipulated that. When I said she manipulated it, she may do it herself, or somebody else may do it for her. From what JAMB has said, they did their investigation. Dr. Fabian Benjamin, when they show him that something, he knew that it was wrong. I mean, it was fake, because if the result was correct, she wouldn't have been able to print it from the portal, because everything as from since last year, it was always on the from a SMS. So
okay.
From that one, he suspected that it was fake, and then he investigated. And one thing I noticed is that
hello, please make it quick. We can still hear you.
Okay. Now, Dr. Obi Elikwele, you see, he has not been talking. When they show her that the evidence, she couldn't have said anything, and that is the reason why she kept quiet.
All right, thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I am Sunday. I'm calling from Ilorin.
All right, let's have you quickly.
I listened to your guest panelist on the video. I'm quite impressed with him. However, I don't agree with him that the penalty was in his. First of all, as a body, they have to earn the trust of the people. And anybody that is trying to rubbish their integrity, they need to make an example out of that person to serve as a deterrent to others, so that they will not do such a thing. Then secondly, Osita Ochidoka, the former Minister of Aviation, owns the center where this lady wrote the exam. And he also has come out on Twitter. I don't know if you follow him on Twitter. He has come out on Twitter to say that immediately he saw this, even the name, they were using the name on her own script was the one they were using prior to 2021. So they say they have changed their own name now to Nna Emeka Foundation or something like that on their own page. So, and that's what JAMB is discussing. JAMB also claimed that the slip she used, the printout gotten, was the one they were using 2021 and not the one they are using presently. That other slip, if you look at it, so all evidence point that she didn't even access the JAM portal to do this thing. There are a lot of apps on the internet now that we don't even need JAM portal to forge something similar to that.
All right.
I don't think JAM needs to investigate their own system. She didn't even access their own system to cause the glitch.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling. Let's realize that a lot of the parts of the stories, or of this particular story, a lot of the parts are still coming together, and trust us to bring you the updates. Whatever we see on Twitter, whatever we see on Facebook, whatever we see on Instagram, we wait until they are verified before you hear them from us at Diamond 88.7 FM. Hello, good morning. Hello. Dr. Zil, good morning. Hey, Dr. Zil, you are going to try to call back. Oh, your line is not clear.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
We can hear you. It's a little better.
Okay. So JAM should do investigation, a very transparent and open investigation, not pressing JAM and register because you know the person or whatever. That is not has nothing to do with it. We want to let JAM as a body, not as Professor we want them to do the investigation and really gain the trust of the public. And when the ladies know that they cannot fool also, whether anybody is on our side or something, we know it is possible what has happened. It can be apple from my end or from any other person, but the
right.
transparent. And concerning Kwara should also promise anybody who parties on daily to ensure that they will try to also have discipline for anybody who just want to build houses where there is supposed to start.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Zil. Okay, we have this, and it says, good morning. JAMB is acting according to their laws and the rules that guide them. They are not acting unprofessionally. That's from Isa Mohammed Ilori. Before we go on the show, just allow you make an impression on this last story because it's important to us. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, yesterday issued a fresh 2-week ultimatum to the federal government over the implementation of a 200% increment in the salary structure of its members, amongst other demands. NARD called on the government to, without further delay, pay all outstanding arrears owed its members, including the hazard allowance and the skipping arrears from 2014 to 2016, and the arrears of consequential adjustment of minimum wage. All the arrears, I think is still within limits, but the major bone of contention here and the major question here is the 200 increment on the salary structure. What would you say about that, Dr. Tosi, before we go?
Let me start by, I will be very short because of our time, of course.
Thank you.
Let me start by saying that, one, salary increase is not what we need. Honestly speaking, as we are increasing salary, the prices are also skyrocketing. That is one. But in Nigeria, we are not sure of the ability of government. Probably this government will prove us wrong or right, or help us to make sure that our goods are affordable, are something that we can just easily buy. But the fact still remains that things are on increase day in, day out. And another fact is that the salary we are collecting is not even the doctor, even with the lecturers. The salary we are collecting is not doing anything. So the easiest thing anybody can just demand for is a pay rise, so as to make sure to cover grant. So I would just probably urge the government that I'm expecting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to do something different. Now these people has come up and they have come out and they are giving the government 2 weeks you understand, for negotiating. I expect the government to come out immediately and start doing something before the expiration of the 2 weeks, so that we will not experience any other form of strike, whichever method they want to use. What we Nigerians don't want to experience, that we don't want our hospital to be closed.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Tosin, and thank you everyone who's been a part of the show today. It's been a wonderful one with you, and Dr. Tosin, thank you for always being amazing on the DBS.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
All right, my name is Tobi Adebisi, and I just want to say that you have an amazing day, and please do not stop being honest. Let us stop pretending, like our guest has said on the show today. I think a lot of the topics that we looked at today has to do with integrity, has to do with honesty, has to do about stopping being pretentious. Let's look at the first story about the flooding. Let's be sincere with ourselves. Are we doing what we should do? The way I handle the waste in my house, is this something that contributes to flooding or not? And the second story, that one is an obvious one. Everyone has to stop forming. We need to be real with ourselves and become really, really honest. My name is Tobi Adebisi. Don't leave Diamond 88.7 FM and have yourself an amazing rest of the day. Good morning.
Diamond FM, radio made for you.
Have you seen the sun? Have you seen the moon? They are shining light for you. And have you seen the stars shining in the dark? 'Cause God is still